Good morning, everyone. I want to say a very big thank you for yesterday's birthday messages and wishes. I believe it's a day of reflection for me to think of how I have spent my life and certain things that I need to put straight together. All right. I want to quickly share the principles of mistakes, failure, and crisis. I think those has been my major reflections yesterday, as I appreciate God for all that He has done. Now, one of the things we have to understand is that every true invention is a product of mistakes, failures, and crisis. Just like chaos conflicts was created by the wheat that was accidentally left boiling overnight. So I believe that every true invention is a product of mistakes, crisis, and failure. So as I have done my birthday, I realized that the only way to invent yourself is to make mistakes and learn from that mistake when you make them. Another one is there are practical 3 tools for personal educational revolution. Everyone that wants to succeed in life must learn the fact that mistakes, crisis, and failure are what will help us to make things and get things right. Now, so as I celebrated my birthday yesterday, I realized that one of the things that I must keep on embracing is the fact that mistakes, failures, and crises will actually push me towards success. So I tell you this morning that when you make mistakes, learn from them. When you fail, understand the reason why you have failed. Understand the reason why you have not done something well. And so those things will actually help us to recreate ourselves and learn the things that we need to learn and know the kind of things that we also need to know. So another thing is, anyone who punishes you for making mistakes in learning is hurting the true part of education. So yesterday I realized that one of the things that I have to start doing well again is to understand that when failure knocks on the door, I must realize that it is a way of telling me that I have actually not done something well, or there's one particular thing that I need to do well that I have not been doing well. So one of the things that will make you a strong person whenever you celebrate your birthday is to also realize that the success stories are very good, but there are no much lessons in the success stories like the failure story, because in the failure stories you will learn the way you have not done a particular thing well, and by the time you start doing that particular thing you have not done well, you set your career, you set your life ablaze again, and things start working for you. So when I received all the eulogies and praises, I was actually looking for those ones that reminds me the things that I have not been doing well. I was actually looking for those ones that tell me that, hey, Folaranmi, you have not done this, you have not done that. I was actually looking for ones that will tell me that, oh, Folaranmi, these are the mistakes you have made. These are the failure. These are the things that you have not done well. So as we all listen together, I appreciate everyone, and I want to tell you that your life is engineered by the mistakes, the crises, and the failures that you meaningfully turn around. So if you are not doing something well, and when people tell you realize those mistakes and you set yourself ablaze again, then I tell you are moving. Another thing is to succeed in whatever you do. What you need to embrace is a continuous learning process, and continuous learning process will not come without making mistakes, without failing, and without having setbacks. I know some of us will have had setbacks as we are rounding off the year, but we have to understand that the soul of true education is formed when mistakes, crisis, and failure are re-engineered into personal education. So you cannot tell me that all through the year you've not missed out in doing one particular thing or another, but the lesson remains that those 3 personal tools are what will lead us to our ultimate success. Look at Kellogg's today. Kellogg's was a product of mistakes, and you can see that the mistakes have been turned around to something that everybody is actually talking about. Everybody is eating Kellogg's today. So we have to understand that when mistakes, crisis, and failure comes, they are the kind of tools that we need to rearrange ourselves and also set ourselves for the new course ahead. So another thing is, basically, academics are generally afraid of making mistakes because they believe that mistakes and failures are a way of telling them that they cannot be successful, or they cannot do something very well. No, that's a big lie. Intellectuals are not afraid. They are not afraid of making mistakes, because they believe that those mistakes, those crises are failures, are what will help them to get it right in the outer world, because no one will be perfect in a day. We're actually striving towards perfection. So whatever we do, whatever you are doing now that you have not been doing right, it is very important that you learn to do them very well. I think Imane Tobiloba is listening. Thank you so much. Fuad Olawale Salaudeen is also listening. Aliu, my brother, is also listening. Shakira is also listening. But you work in the, I really appreciate you. Ayanwale Afiz Olami, I cite you. Adiola Damilola, you are blessed. Adigbeson Luashe, then Farotimi Olushola, you are also blessed. So my messages as we live now is, if mistakes, crisis, failure is not added to your formal education, you will not get things right. You are welcome on board, Adebayo, Ademola, and my big, you are also welcome on board my powerful mathematician Balogun Abdulafiz. So what I'm saying now is that if mistakes, crisis, and failure is not added to your formal education, you will not get anything right. So a Nigerian graduate goes abroad to further his education because he wants to learn more. So we must realize that all that the school teaches us is facts and not truth. So you'll be intellectually wasteful and socially useless if you think that the certificates you get after school will secure your future. So one of the things I reflected as I celebrate my birthday is to understand that I need to do more. Even as a teacher, I need to do more. Even as a motivational speaker, I need to do more. Even as a journalist, I need to do more. So the parting words now is that you are not making mistakes because you are not doing well. You are making mistakes because you are actually on the path to bringing out the best in yourselves. So when you are doing anything and you see mistakes, never see them as anything that will limit what you will do. See them as a way of reinventing yourselves. Michael Faraday was a lab scientist when he became a renowned scientist that the world talks about today. So never limit yourself in whatever stages that you find yourself. Adebayo, Ademola, I cite you, my great brother, my academic brother. So never limit yourself in whatsoever that you do. So if you don't see any future in that particular thing you are doing now, it is because you are not putting your passion in it. Passion attracts mistakes. It attracts failures. It attracts crisis, because you will not be satisfied in doing what you have been doing before. A man said that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing the same way and expecting a different result. So you cannot be doing things the same way and expect the same results. I think my mom is also here now. Adeshola Olajile, that's my sweet mom. Welcome, ma. I'm very sorry, ma. I could not see you yesterday for some certain things. Ojo Olusegun Gabriel is also here. My big brother. I've been trying your number. You are blessed. So my birthday reflection message is that as we start another year, you must understand that what will make you outstanding, what will make you change levels, either spiritual, educationally, is the fact that when you make mistakes, you fail, you must know what God actually wants you to see in those mistakes. Mistakes and crises are part of life. They are what will help us to get to our ultimate success. So everything you do now, you must always see a future in it. As a business person, you must see a future in it. So when mistakes and crisis comes, you must not let them weigh you down. You must get up and fight the good fight. I think at this point we need to understand that one of the things that Nigerians also do is the fact that we celebrate our mistakes. We celebrate our failures, and that is what is making us retrogressive. When we fail, failures are teachers. When we make mistakes, mistakes are lessons that teach us how to do a particular thing well. So the only thing that will make us to get to where we want to get to in life is to always reinvent ourselves. Always think. Always learn from your mistakes. And that will help you to become a better person. So as I round off briefly, I thank you all for listening. I think I must say this again. The academics are afraid of making mistakes, and that is why they conform to certain trends. Olani Yonifade, my great presenter, is also listening. Academics are afraid of making mistakes, and that is why they will not grow. But intellectuals are not afraid of making mistakes, because they believe that mistakes are what will help them to reinvent themselves. So you don't have to be afraid of making mistakes. Mistakes are what will help you to grow. Now, listen to this. If mistakes, crisis, and failure is not added to your formal education, you will not get it right. So the only way to get it right is to embrace mistakes, crisis, and failure. Because when they come, they will teach us how to do something we have not been doing well. Don't forget, the definition of insanity, according to Zig Ziglar, is doing the same thing the same way and expecting a different result. So for you to become what you want to become in the coming year, you must learn how to accept mistakes, crisis, and failure, because they are the personal tools that will help you re-engineer and re-strategize yourselves. Don't forget, mistakes, crisis, and failures are the tools for personal revolution for intellectuals. So to succeed in your career, to move to the next level, you must integrate mistakes, crisis, and failure as part of the learning process. Never allow anybody to tell you that you are a failure because you have made a mistakes. No. Don't allow your background to put your back on the ground. So every true invention is a product of mistakes. Every true invention was a former product of mistakes. Like I gave you an example of Kellogg's. Kellogg's cornflakes was created by the wheat that was accidentally left boiling overnight. It was boiling. So now we have Kellogg's. So mistakes and crisis triggers success. They trigger success. So ladies and gentlemen, to succeed in whatever you do, you must embrace these three personal tools and ensure that when the need for one actually arises, you don't give up. So I really say a big thank you for everyone that has taken their time to listen to this short podcast. I wish you a prosperous new year ahead. Thank you and God bless you.